right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kohalo Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you brothers that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Okay, here's another episode. I'm gonna title this it's gonna have something to do on the lines with the chariots of the Heavenly Father. Okay, and why they're going to become a common sight. Okay, in the coming days, as we're entering into the time of Jacob's trouble, the time of the trouble, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, as Esau Edom is implementing his new world order, you're going to start seeing more and more chariot sightings. Now you see chariot sightings, but you're going to see more and more of them because guess what? The Lord Yahweh Shai, okay, his grand appearance, okay, he's going to be on a great chariot. Okay, we're going to bring those scriptures out, but first, let's start with this precept right here in Second Chronicles. This is Second Chronicles 16:9. It says, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have more wars." Now, this was, I believe, a prophet, okay, speaking, okay, to one of the kings in Israel, but these words were spoken, okay, to a king of Israel, I believe. And yeah, it goes into the history. This is a good chapter to read. It deals with Ben Hadad, the king of Syria, and King Asa, which was the king of Israel. But one of the things that was said was this particular in this particular precept in 16:9. It says, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth." Now, how the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth? Via the chariots, via the Lord's army. Okay, Tazabah Awaf, which means the Lord of hosts. Okay, I mean Yahweh Tazabah Awaf, which means the Lord of hosts. Okay, these chariots that you see, that these Navy pilots were astonished at seeing them because they were flying against the wind. Okay, well, guess what? These are the eyes of the Lord. Okay, so these are the eyes of the Lord. They go to and fro throughout the whole earth. Okay, now guess what they're coming back for? This is Zechariah 7:5. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll." So the prophet Zechariah saw, okay, the chariots of the Lord. He said he looked up, okay, he lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Now that flying roll was a chariot. Today they call them UFOs. Okay, we know them to be the angels of the Lord. Okay, and it says, "And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth." Yeah, so those pilots, okay, and the Pentagon has documents, okay, and if they don't know, they know now through the Lord's servants, the prophets, telling them that, look, what you're seeing is the curse that goeth forth over the whole face of the earth. And at a point in time, what? They're going to come back and they're going to do as the scriptures have commanded them to do, okay? But it says, "Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth." So these chariots, they're going to come back one day, and that day is pretty soon. That's the day of the Lord, and they're going to come back in mass, and they're going to overwhelm the defenses of these governments and their military ammunition and stuff like that. That's why you have Donald Trump. They're funding a space force, okay, because they know that they're going to have to come back, and they know that these chariots are coming back, and that they're going to have to fight against the Lord, okay, these Edomites and these other nations. And they've made statements, presidents have made statements of the chariots, okay. It says, "For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it." And who have stolen America? Okay, America didn't belong to the so-called white man until he stole it through multiple treaties, okay, from the Native American Indians. The scriptures say, "Remove not the ancient landmark." Okay, it says, "For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that swear falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. And guess what? Those chariots are coming back with fire. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 66. Okay, because the scriptures clearly tell you how the Lord's going to come back. Okay, this is Isaiah 66 and 15. Bear with me, the computer wants to act up again. Slowing up. Computer wants to slow up. That's all right, Satan. Yeah. Let me for time's sake, real quick, I just get a sword real quick, and I'll read it. I'll read it. This is real quick. Let's go to Isaiah 66 and 15, real quick. This is the book of Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So not only are these chariots going to come back in masses, but at a appointed time, which they're not doing right now, they're going to administer fire. Okay, throughout those chariots going to have a concentrated fire. Okay, it says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." Okay, let me see something real quick. Uh, yeah. It says for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So these chariots are going to enter into the house of the thief, okay, and they're going to administer fire, okay, and that's the anger of the Lord. And guess what? That fire, okay, is going to lead to many death, much death. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So there's going to be a lot of bodies, okay, that's going to come with that. Real quick, let me go to a precept real quick. See something. Let's go over in the earlier chapters. Things still ain't come up. See, having problems. I gotta get that fixed. This is yeah, Isaiah 9 and 5. It says for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Yeah, because those chariots, okay, not only when the chariots come, they're going to be issuing out fire, okay, but those nuclear missiles are going to bring more fire, okay, and in that day it's going to be loud, it's going to be a lot of confusion, okay, just like a war, and this is going to be with fuel and burning of fire. um yeah, let's go to Thessalonians. It's First Thessalonians. It's crazy, man. Here we go. Yeah, here we go now. Let's go to First Thessalonians 4. So this is First Thessalonians. Give me 1 second. Yeah, this is First Thessalonians 4 and 15. It says, "For this we say unto you, by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven, okay, meaning coming down to descend. He's going to come down from, he's going to descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the heavenly Father, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. So not only is the Lord going to come with fire in his chariots, in his chariots like a whirlwind, but he's going to come to deliver his elect. Because it says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. And those clouds are the chariots, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. So the Lord is also coming, okay, with the hosts of heaven to destroy, going into the book of Revelation, but he's coming to deliver too, okay? So he's coming for basically for a double dose of death and salvation, okay, to the elect. All right, this is Revelation 19:11. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And why was he clothed with a vesture dipped in blood? Because going back to Isaiah the 66th chapter, it says the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay, and guess what? That's going to produce blood. Okay, it's going to be a lot of blood when Yahweh Shah come back. All right. It says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies, those chariots, okay, the angels of the Lord, the hosts, which were in heaven, followed him upon white horses, upon chariots, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty. And he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Okay, so these chariots are just a sign that Yahweh Shah is coming back. Okay, now the Pentagon, okay, is releasing these classified documents, and also they're building up a military. Okay, and these chariots go back. These chariots go back. They've always been around. Okay, they've helped kings get to their destination. Okay, they've helped out people get to their destination to fulfill prophecy. Okay, they fought on behalf of armies, or to establish them to fulfill prophecy. Okay, and they carry out the commandments of the Lord. Okay, so this is why you see these chariots, these UFOs, which they call them unidentified flying objects or unidentified aerial phenomenon. Okay, um, but they're going to show themselves more, especially at a time where all hell is breaking loose. Okay, and people are going to be afraid when they come back in mass. So with that, I just want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, double honesty, elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to you brothers that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Until the next episode, Shalom.